Children. So some you have asked about the maps. Even I told you about the maps. That will be told to you at the end of this period. What are the maps? You have to keep it ready, so that I will give you the revision. Okay. After that, if you keep your maps ready, then we will practice it during the class time itself. Yes. So I will tell you what are the maps. You have to keep it ready for the practice. So anyhow, without wasting the time, today we will be starting the new lesson in history. That is lesson number 2. Okay, lesson number 2. You would have heard about all these civilizations. Yes. So you would have heard about all these civilizations. In the first lesson, you have learnt about all that how um, human beings have evolved and how he spread to all the parts of the world. Everything you have learnt. So in this lesson, we will be learning about the civilizations, so various civilizations. You know very well that we have learnt about ancient civilization, Egyptian civilization, and Chinese civilization. And including that, inside that, we have to learn about Harappan civilization, Mohenjo-daro civilization. So all this civilization already would have known about it. What is civilization, first of all? Civilization means what? What is civilization? What is civilization? Can you type and send me the answer? What is civilization? No, Aditya, today's homework will be sent to you. Okay. Civilization means population. Okay. What is civilization? We used to say the word, no, we all are civilized people, they all are uncivilized people, we say. So you know very well that how the people lived like early man during the early ages, prehistoric ages, how the people lived. They were totally dependent on the animals, okay, and nature and everything. Whereas civilization started when we started the agriculture, because people started having the settled communities. Yes, okay, very good. The way of life, we can say, changes in the way of life. Fine. All that includes, all that comes under civilization. Okay. So, particular group of people, they were called as Egypt. And whatever civilization they had, whatever culture they had, whatever they followed, we say that Egyptian civilization. Then we have Chinese. Then we have all that Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, and everything. Yes. Okay, developing the human beings, nature, and everything. Yes, fine. So all this comes under civilization only. Okay, children. So in this lesson, we all are going to learn about ancient civilizations of the world. If we say the ancient civilizations of the world, we have to talk about Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian civilization. That's what, as I said, Chinese civilization. Okay, and including that, yes, very good, Rituvarshini. Yes, including that, we will be learning about Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. And how the people, what kind of job they had, what kind of groups they had, what kind of buildings they had. Okay, so all these we will be learning in this lesson. Fine, children. So let's get into the lesson. Before the class gets over, the 5 minutes before, I will tell you what are the maps. You have to keep it ready for the practice for tomorrow's class. Yes. So let's get into the lesson. Okay, so we are going to see civilization. Actually, the lesson name is Ancient Civilizations. Ancient Civilizations. So let us see the definition of civilization. You know very well that how the houses were built at that time, how the houses are built now. How human beings lived at the time, how human beings are living now. And the kind of food what they took previously and the kind of food what we are eating now. Yes. So all these are the differences. Let us see the definition. Civilization is defined as highly organized society marked by advanced knowledge of trade, government, arts, science, and often time written language. Yes, we have the written language. At that time, we had only signs and symbols, sign language we had. And after they started speaking, only oral tradition. Now everything is written, oral, sometimes signs and symbols, and everything we are using. So it is defined as highly organized society marked by advanced knowledge of trade, government, arts, science, and often time written language. Okay, so everything we know. Okay, nowadays, urban societies, when we talk about societies, we are talking about the urban societies. How the urban societies are, it is all well organized, okay, and practiced crafts. At the beginning of that urban civilization, they practiced the craft. Craft was the main one because through the craft only they made all the artifacts like pottery, jewels, everything they started making. Jewelry making, pottery making, carpenter, making furniture. That's what making furniture. So all that comes under artifacts. Okay. So they practiced crafts, engaged in trade and exchange. So how trade and exchange developed at that time? They exchanged goods against goods. Barter system developed. Okay, if one community people make the weapons, if the other community people produce crops, so the weapons and the crops can be interchanged. Cattle and crops can be interchanged from the rearing group, cattle rearing group. The trade and exchange happen. Okay, trade and exchange happen. Then adapted new science and technology. So even in the previous lesson, we would have seen that lower Paleolithic, upper Paleolithic, and middle Paleolithic, how the technology of making tools developed. So there are a lot of changes in the technology of making tools, pottery, and everything. This is called what? Adapting new science and technology. They discovered fire. They invented the wheel to make parts, and they invented the wheel for the purpose of like they only developed that science, fitting the wheel into the cart, making the bull or some other cattle to pull the cart. Yes, and used it for the loading purpose, carrying the loads purpose, carrying the passengers. For all these developed from that time itself. So all these are called what? Development, science and technology. Then they formed political organizations. At that time itself, so we know very well that different political organizations happen because people started living in communities. They selected one person as Raja for the group. Raja means a leader for the group. Okay, and that is how the political organizations also developed at that time. So, how the urban societies were? Urban societies are more organized, they practiced craft, engaged in trade and exchange, adapted new science and technology, formed political organizations. All these happened. Yes, and whatever it is, okay, the term civilization is used to distinguish them from the early societies, prehistoric societies. So let us see the important civilizations. So all these civilizations are called River Valley civilization. Regarding this lesson, this map is an important one. So you should be able to mark these places like this. A, B, C, and D. A, B, C, and D. That place A is called Egypt. Place A is called Egypt. Okay, it is Egypt. I will just mention the name like this. And the place which is marked with B, it is called Mesopotamia. Okay, then C, river Indus place, sorry, Indus. And D, okay, D is China. So by using these letters, you will be able to say that the A1 is Egyptian civilization, the place where Egyptian civilization flourished. Next one, B is the place where Mesopotamian civilization flourished. And C is the place where Indus Valley civilization flourished. D is Chinese civilization. Okay, so these are all the major civilizations or earliest civilizations of the world. So it is marked with A, B, C, and D. A is Egyptian civilization, B Mesopotamian civilization, C is Indus Valley civilization, D is Chinese civilization. Okay. This Mesopotamia, now it is called as Iraq. Mesopotamia, now it is called as Iraq. So let us see about the Egyptian civilization. Okay, by looking at it, the images, you know very well that you would have heard about some of the people who lived during the Egyptian civilization, Anubis. Yes, so one of these person is Anubis, the right side person. So let us see about them who all are called Anubis and all the other persons. So this Egyptian civilization is the oldest civilization. It is known for its monumental architecture. Because we know very well that Egypt, when we say Egypt, immediately that pyramid comes in our mind. So what is the purpose of building the pyramid? Used to keep the dead bodies there, especially who belong to the higher class society. Pharaohs. Okay, the dead bodies of the pharaohs were kept inside the pyramid. Yes, and that time itself they used to wrap the body and use some techniques not the body to get destroyed or decayed. That is called what? Embalmment. They used to do the technique called embalmment. Yes, you know that. So I will teach you. So this Egyptian civilization is known for its monumental architecture, agriculture, art, science, and craft. So where this Egyptian civilization located? Northeastern corner of African continent, the place where Egypt is there. Northeastern corner of African continent. And it is surrounded by Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea. It is surrounded by Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea. So I will tell you where the Red Sea is. So this is Red Sea. This is Mediterranean Sea. It is surrounded by Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so this is the northeastern corner of the African continent. It is surrounded by Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so what is a river? Because all these are called river valley civilization. So which was the important river which flew through that region? River Nile. River Nile. And see Lake Victoria. River Nile from Lake Victoria. Yes, and that place is called what? Gift of Nile. We used to say the term called Gift of Nile. See that last point. What is given there? Food surplus led to development of civilization. So what it is? So at the time of civilization began, agriculture also developed. People started producing the different types of crops. They settled near the river, so they were called as settled communities. Slowly, they started doing the agriculture in a great manner, and they started producing more and more amount of goods. So that crops were more than enough for their family. First of all, they started doing agriculture for their family purpose. Okay, to grow the crops and feed their family. But after that, what happened? They understood the technique of doing the agriculture. They started producing more food crops. So it was more than extra. That extra is called what? Surplus. More than their family need. So that extra production of food crops is called what? Surplus. So then they were thinking about what to do with these extra food crops. and that gave the mind to them, that gave the idea to them to sell the goods to the other places, to sell the goods to the other places. That is how they started developing the trade at that time with the help of barter system. So when they wanted to sell their goods to the other places, they moved to the other places and they were searching for the people. Then they sold their food crops. Then at that time they found that some different food items or different kinds of materials they were having, the other group of people having. So they collected all that materials in return of these goods. Okay, so this is how the bartered system developed. So Egyptian civilization is the oldest civilization. It is known for monumental architecture. It is located in the northeastern corner of African continent. It is surrounded by Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea, and the important river which flows through that region is River Nile. So we call that Egypt is called the gift of Nile. Yes, they also had the food surplus which led to the development of civilization. So when they go to different places, they learned that culture, what kind of culture the people are having, how the people are behaving. So all that culture they learned from that place and they applied in their own places. This is how, okay, the culture also transferred from one place to the other place. Okay, the eating habit, culture, dressing habit, all these they got it from different places through this kind of trade. So, okay, let us see the first person, the important person in the Egyptian civilization, Pharaoh. Okay, pharaohs. Let us see who is Pharaoh. The Pharaoh was believed to be the god on earth. The people believed that the pharaohs were believed to be the god on earth and had the most power. He was responsible for making laws, keeping order, okay, making laws, keeping order, ensuring that Egypt was not attacked or invaded by enemies. That means what? Protecting the place, protecting their own kingdom, and for keeping the gods happy so that the Nile flooded and there was a good harvest. Okay, Pharaoh was a person who was believed to be like a god on earth. He had the most power. He was responsible for making laws and keeping order. That time itself, laws were also made. Okay, and he ensured that his place is not attacked by the enemies. Okay, and for keeping the gods happy, so that the Nile flooded. To by doing all that, they believed that, and because of all these reasons only, the Nile is flooded every year, and so that only they can do the agriculture in a better manner. Okay, that is why they all are able to get a good harvest. They were thinking. So here, let us see the society. So as I have told you, the Pharaoh was believed to be a god on earth. That's what we have seen in the first one. We have seen about the pharaohs. Next one, the vizier was the Pharaoh's chief advisor. So that time itself, we say the Raja Mandri. Same way, the vizier was the Pharaoh's chief advisor at that time and was sometimes also the high priest. Okay, and was sometimes also the high priest. That means what? The priests were considered as the noble person at that time. Whatever the kings, whoever in the position of the king, they used to get the advice from the priest, and they were considered as important person next to the king, next to the king. Yes, so the vizier was the pharaoh's chief advisor. So he was responsible for overseeing the administration and all the other, okay, whatever the king is telling, even keeping the official documents. You can see here official documents, and not only that, and have his seal of approval also. He used to seal it at that time with his whatever signs or symbol they used to do at that time. So everything he used to do that shows that the seals and symbols shows that these records are under his control and he is maintaining that. So who is the person? Vizier. Okay, he was also responsible for the supply of food, settling, okay, settling disputes between nobles and the running and protection of the pharaoh's household. Why I am showing this is because after you get your slide, you should not get confused. That is why I am showing you. So it is told about the vizier, what is his duty, what are the duties he has to perform, and everything it is given. Okay, so he is a chief advisor. He is only responsible for maintaining the records and giving advice to the king, that is the pharaoh. And not only that, between, if there is any dispute between nobles and the pharaohs, he used to solve that dispute. He used to give the opinions about that. Yes, so all that he used to do. That means what he takes, or he played a very important role at that time. Okay, vizier. Next one, nobles. We talk about the nobles. Nobles ruled the regions of Egypt, that is nomes. The regions of Egypt. Nobles ruled the regions of Egypt. Now we say that whichever place is ruled by any person, we call them as councillors or some other name we give. But that time the nobles were allotted to rule over their places. And they were responsible for, okay, they were responsible for making local laws and keeping order in their region. So from this, what you can understand, they were responsible, nobles were responsible for making laws for their own region, whichever region is allotted for them to rule. So for that region, they used to make the laws. Next one, priest. Priests were responsible for keeping the gods happy. Okay, and not only that, these priests were doing all the rituals and ceremonies, whatever process involved in doing the pujas or whatever it is, they were doing that. So this was the duty of the priest. Next one, scribes. Okay, scribes were the people who can read and write. They were considered as the learned people. Scribes were the people who were considered as the learned people. So they were kept to read and write the documents, and they were used to write the records and keep it. Anyhow, vizier was responsible for maintaining the records, but for writing, these scribes were used. Okay, so you see there, for writing the record or for writing anything else, different people were used by the king. Yes, so they were called as scribes. And not only that, they used to record all the events, what is happening in the society, how the people are, if the people do any wrong, what kind of punishment is given, how they do the agriculture, how much of crops they harvested. So all that harvested time, the amount of harvest, everything were recorded. And not only that, how many soldiers are maintained in the army. So that time they had the army also, because they had to protect their kingdom, protect the place where they are. So how many soldiers were there, what kind of soldiers they are, about their families. So everything was recorded. Okay, and these records were maintained by the viziers, but it was written by the scribes. Scribes, we have to say them as scribes. So we have seen about four persons. Okay, first one, Pharaoh, common person. He was considered as the god, or he was the king of that community. Next person, vizier. Okay, then nobles, then priests, then scribes. Okay, have you understood now? So you can see here, this is how the social classes were divided. Social classes means their hierarchy was divided. We say now rich, poor, all these we say. Caste, we say we belong to this caste, we say we belong to this caste. This caste segregation happened at that time itself, in the earliest civilization itself. So let us see that first person Pharaoh, second one priest and priestesses, then nobles, then merchants, artisans, scribes and doctors. Doctors means it will not be like wearing the white coat suit or sitting for the profession. We know very well what kind of like medicine they would have practiced at the time, we use the word called doctor. Yes, doctors, the next class peasant farmers, then finally slaves. Yes, slaves were also there at the time to do all the kind of menial jobs. Yes, for all the kinds of menial jobs. So if you see here, whichever is given in green color, they were considered as the upper class. Till what? Pharaoh, priest and priestesses, nobles. They all these people come under upper class people. They were considered as upper class. Next one, which is given in blue color, they were called as middle class. Okay, they were called as middle class. And the lower class people are peasant farmers and slaves. Peasant farmers and slaves. Fine, children. So I hope that you have understood till this. So I will quickly tell you what are the maps. You have to keep it ready. So as I said, you have lithosphere 1 and lithosphere 2. So when you asked about this, I just wanted to tell you, you know very well, you would have read the lesson, lithosphere 1 and lithosphere 2. Yes? Okay, so in these two